What's going on, everyone? It's Monday morning here in the shop. It's Billy's birthday, so he's not here. Happy birthday. And as you can see, we are wrapping up this Tesla EVO project. We just finished off building the front to rear roll stop mount. And we've started building the bracketry that's going to tie it all together. We need to start the tube bending that's going to run this bar to run the final bracket that keeps everything stable. I'm going to get started getting the compressor fired up and aired up so that I can get the tube bender out and start bending some tube. What do you say we get started? Take a minute here before we do tube bending to explain in detail for those of you who have been following along exactly what I'm about to do. We've got our driver's side mount completed, and we've also got our passenger side mount completed for this drive unit up here in the front. Now from the factory, when it has the Mitsubishi 4G63 2-liter turbo engine that comes in this drivetrain or this chassis for that matter, it has a subframe that connects from here to here with a center mount here on the transmission. It also has a mount that comes from the rear here and mounts to the back of the transmission as well. Now I've evaluated this one and I've seen whether or not I even have an option or something to tie into on the rear, and there's nothing available. There's nothing in the cast area, and there's really nothing that I've seen online for Tesla when this is in its normal chassis that has something on the front of it. So I'm designing this as the point for the roll center mount, and as you can see, I've gone ahead and built that bracket which holds the bushing in place. And now what we're about to do is we're about to do the final tube bending, which is going to connect this bracket that I've made here to this bracket over here, and along the way we're going to create bracketry that ties in this center roll mount. And when I'm getting close to doing the final welding and tack up, I'll have my level on the top here to make sure that we are square. And I know that Armin said I could be within 10 degrees up top in certain areas, but I'm really going to do my best, as always, to be perfect and see if I can get it 0-0. I've got the tube bender compressor pretty much all filled up now, and we're going to go ahead and probably do a quick mock-up actually before we walk over there and get excited about doing tube bending. I always like to use a little piece of welding wire sometimes. Now it doesn't really matter what type of welding wire, or really that it has to be welding wire. You just need something that's straight to start with so that you know it's true. And what I'm going to do is sort of figure out where I want the shape to go. And I know that I want it to curve around, over I should say, to this bracket here. So it's going to need, standing where I'm standing looking this direction, I want it to curve a little bit to my right, which is to your left, so that it's underneath this, and I can run some vertical brackets so that I can run the bolt through it and then bend it back the other direction. So for all intents and purposes, I want to get this bending over this direction. Now, what makes this difficult for a mock-up is the die is a specific diameter. So if you do this and you're not keeping in mind what the diameter of that die is, it's really for naught. So realistically, what I should do is I'm going to go grab my gauge. Essentially, it gives me the exact diameter that I need and the shape that I need to match the die based on the degree that I'm trying to bend. So this right here is an adjustable tool that I use for my radius, which is a 6-inch radius for the die that I use to bend. And I can figure out exactly what the angle is that I need to bend to get over there. So here's our bracket right here. And here's where we want to go, right here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this tool and I'm putting it flat underneath where it's going to mount and figuring out exactly what the angle is that I need in order to get over there and get to where I want to be.
I